Oh. All right, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make a quick video for you guys today since I had some extra time, and I want to talk today about giving your imaginal acts the tones of reality and how to make the imaginal acts that you enter in your meditative state feel more real. And the reason why that's important, why it's so important to make your imaginal acts feel real, is one, you want to be able to hold your focus in that imaginal world. Oftentimes, if you're not specific enough and detailed enough in making or giving your imaginal world the tones of reality, you'll lose concentration and you'll get easily absorbed into other thoughts that are running through your mind when you're doing this exercise. And that was common for me when I did imaginal acts before bed. Before bed, you know, sometimes you have a lot of thoughts going through your head. So if you're not specific enough and detailed enough about this imaginal world that you're trying to enter, then what will happen is you'll lose concentration very easily. Especially when you're in a drowsy state, you'll lose concentration very easily, and then you'll just kind of get absorbed into other thoughts that are sort of running through your mind. So I think the important thing is to make these imaginal worlds that you're, trying to enter in meditative states, make them as real as you possibly can. So that's what I want to talk with you guys about today. Another reason why, just a quick side note, another reason why it's so important to make your imaginal worlds as realistic as possible is because it's more easy to saturate your mind with your desired feelings when it feels more real in your imagination. When you make the imaginal world feel real, it's more easy to lose yourself in feelings of good feelings, or whatever the feeling that is, where you feel like you have fulfilled whatever it is that you wanted to fulfill. So that's just a couple reasons why it's so important to make your scenes feel very vivid and real and detailed. And what I want to do in this video is just sort of give you guys an example of how detailed you should get. There's really no limit to how detailed you should get. And what you want to do, what you want to seek to achieve, is to make your imaginal world seem just as real or vivid as physical reality. That's ultimately what you're doing in these meditations. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do for you guys is I'm just going to give you an example of like a meditation. So let's say I wanted to manifest a huge sum of money. Let's say I wanted to manifest my net worth being like $30 million or something like that. Okay, so if that's my goal, that's what I want, then I'm gonna write that down, and then the next thing that I'm gonna do is create a short scene that ranges from anywhere from 30 seconds to a couple minutes. You can choose the length of it, but it's just a short scene that represents that my net worth is worth $30 million. Okay, so this is just an example, guys. I'm just gonna give you guys an example just to show you how detailed you can get when doing this. So if I'm gonna create the scene, what I would do first is I would choose a couple people that are familiar to me in my in my everyday reality. Okay, so choose a couple people that are familiar to you, so to enter this scene. So that could be, in this example, my parents, my mom and my dad. Okay, so I choose my mom and my dad. They're going to be in this scene. The next point rather, is where is the setting of this imaginal act taking place. So if I had $30 million, maybe I could make the setting of the imaginal act my house, and maybe I'm living in a sort of mansion. Okay, so where in the mansion is this scene taking place? Okay, maybe it's taking place in the foyer, or where, the entrance of the house is. And I'm opening the door to this mansion, and there outside of the door standing are waiting for me, my mother and my father. Now, I could get even more specific than this. I could actually imagine what I'm wearing. Okay, what am I wearing if my net worth is $30 million? Maybe I'm wearing a custom fitted, custom made navy blue suit with a gold silk tie and a gold silk handkerchief, right there in my breast pocket. And I'm wearing, expensive, nice, shine black leather shoes. Okay, so now I actually would put myself in the position where I'm feeling the clothes on my body. I'm feeling it all. Maybe I'm wearing a nice gold Rolex watch on my wrist, so I feel the watch there. I feel the clothes. It all begins to feel real. Okay, so that's how vivid and detailed I'm going. And I think a lot of people are not getting this detailed and vivid. This is how detailed and vivid you have to get. What are you wearing? What type of jewelry or accessories are you wearing? Where is this taking place? What time of the day is this scene taking place? So maybe in this scene, I would say this scene is taking place at around 7 p.m. and it's the summertime, and I'm inviting my parents over. So I'm setting the scene here. I'm inviting my parents over to celebrate that my net worth has just surpassed $30 million. So I'm inviting them over for a dinner or something like that. Okay, and in this scene, I'm opening the door, and there they are standing in front of me. And I could even get as detailed as how, what is my mother wearing or what is my father wearing. Maybe they're dressed up nicely. My dad's wearing a gray sports coat. My mom's wearing a nice sundress because it's the summertime. And maybe she has a shawl over her that's very nice. Something that she would wear for a really nice occasion. Okay, so that's how detailed I'm getting here. I'm getting detailed as to what time of day it is, what I'm wearing, what the other people in front of me are wearing. You see, when you get that detailed, you start giving this scene the tones of reality. You start animating this world in your mind. So I could even get as detailed as saying, what is the material of the floor below me? Maybe, this is my house. I'm standing in the floor beneath me is a really expensive white marble floor. The door that I'm opening is a very expensive wood, raw natural wood. So I'm actually feeling my feet on the floor. I'm feeling myself touching the wood. I'm feeling the clothes on my body. I'm opening the door. I'm seeing my parents in front of me. They're so happy to see me. They're so overwhelmed with joy that, I've become this wealthy, affluent man. My net worth has surpassed $30 million, and they're coming over to celebrate. And as I open the door, I feel the joy that they have for me, how proud they are of me. And, I give my mother a hug and she embraces me. I go over to my father, I shake my father's hand, I give him a hug, and exchanging between us are these emotions of just utter bliss, happiness, joy, the feeling that I've made it. I've made a name for myself. I've achieved material wealth, spiritual wealth, and we can all share in this moment together happily, And I feel those emotions, I hold my mother. I could create the scene where I hold my mother, I hug her, and I feel how good it feels that I've achieved whatever it is that I set out to achieve, and I have achieved material abundance in this world, and I can share in this moment with them. So that's the level of detail, that we are talking about here. I could even get as detailed as to, saying what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. Maybe I say, my personal chef is making us some lamb and something, I don't know, and risotto, whatever favorite dish you have. You could get that detailed. And what you'll find when you get this detailed with your imaginal acts is your concentration improves, because now you're more rooted in this world that you're creating for yourself. And when other thoughts sort of arise or come up, they're not going to have as strong as power, that much power to pull you out of this world, because you are so invested in this world now. So that's just what I wanted to share with you guys today. It's so important to make these worlds that you're going into before sleep or when you're doing meditations, make them as real as possible so that your mind becomes saturated with the feeling of your desire being fulfilled, right? With a scene like that, I could easily reach an emotionally charged up state where I feel how good it is to feel, to be a, you know, have a net worth $30 million or whatever. I feel that feeling. It saturates my mind. It becomes incredibly, you know, feels incredibly overwhelming. And when I reach or attain that state mentally, then I know that that reality will become manifest in my physical reality, because you manifest based off, you know, your feelings. Okay, so I use this imaginal world, I put myself in this imaginal world to achieve that mental saturation in my mind. And when I achieve that saturation in my mind, I drop the scene and I walk about my life as if I'm worth $30 million, right? I'm a man worth $30 million, or I could even feel like I'm a man worth more than that, whatever. But the main thing is, once I've achieved that state in my mind, you must drop that scene and conduct yourself as though this is now a fact, right? I'm now worth $30 million, or whatever it is that you want to do. This can be applied to anything. You know, I just use that as an example. Maybe you don't want to manifest $30 million. Maybe you just want to be in a happy relationship with someone, or intimate relationship. You know, if you were to do that sort of enter that sort of imaginal world, once you reach that feeling of saturation, mental saturation, you would drop that visualization, and then you would walk about your life as if it is physical fact that you are in a happy relationship, and you should conduct yourself in that manner. So I'm gonna make more videos about this topic and go in this direction. If you guys have any sort of topics you want me to cover, just let me know in the comment section. But you know, this is sort of the direction I'm going to take the channel, making our meditations, our imaginal worlds as vivid and real as possible. And that's really all I have for you guys today. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for expressing your love, your appreciation, and all of that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out for now. See you later.